The West Nile virus. Health officials are concerned about how fast it spread.
Where is this virus going to go? It's too soon to tell.
But could help be on the way? Dry cleaning is getting cleaner thanks to tougher regulations on the air you breathe. And doctors say parents need to be all ears when it comes to their newborn's hearing. And thank you very much for joining us. As West Nile virus spreads across the country, health officials have many concerns, but word came on Tuesday that a vaccine might be ready within 3 years. All News Channel's Kurt Gallup has the story.
Where is this virus going to go? It's too soon to tell, but we know that it's following the pattern of birds, and we can predict where the next human cases are going to be.
The mosquito-borne West Nile virus first appeared in the U.S. in 1999, but this year it has become an epidemic. Present now in 32 states and the District of Columbia, West Nile has infected more than 1,900 people and caused at least 94 deaths. But good news came Tuesday before a congressional committee. Human testing of a possible vaccine will soon begin, and if it works, inoculations won't be far behind.
So I would imagine it's 3 or so years away, which is really light speed when you think in terms of the development of a vaccine. So we will likely have one, if successful, within the next few years.
The experimental vaccine is based on one for yellow fever, a cousin of West Nile. Scientists are hopeful it will provide protection for the elderly, who are the most vulnerable. While the chances of becoming seriously ill are remote, West Nile will still sicken a significant number of people.
But for every case of the severe encephalitis, there are 150 additional people who've been infected, and about 20% of those have milder symptoms of the disease.
Until a vaccine arrives, your best defense against West Nile continues to be eliminating standing water where mosquitoes breed and using repellent with DEET. I'm Kurt Gallup, All News Channel.
Isidore is veering toward America's Gulf Coast. The tropical storm's picking up steam after battering parts of Mexico, where it killed 2 people and left hundreds of thousands homeless. And that's our top weather story this half hour. Forecasters think it will pick up strength and hit the Louisiana coast by late Wednesday or Thursday. A hurricane watch is posted from Cameron, Louisiana to Pascagoula, Mississippi. A fire in California's San Dimas Canyon has quickly swept through more than 8,500 acres. The flames have charred more than 3 dozen cabins about 40 miles to the east of Los Angeles. Some homeowners are in a desperate race to save their homes. One man tried to douse the fire with a garden hose to no avail. Firefighters say flames leapt as high as 40 feet into the air. 80% of all dry cleaners use the chemical PERC. But that may change now that air quality regulators in Southern California want to ban it. Mike Johnson takes a look in what it means to you.
You won't find the dry cleaning chemical PERC on the racks at Cleaner by Nature.
Your clothes are put in a machine that uses only non-toxic products that are safe for the environment and safe for your health.
Deborah Davis is one of a growing number of dry cleaners across the country using a cleaner cleaning process.
As a dry cleaning customer myself, I wasn't happy with the kind of chemicals that dry cleaners were using. So when I learned that there were non-toxic, environmentally sensitive alternatives, I decided to open a cleaner of my own.
She uses one of several alternative processes environmental agencies want all dry cleaners to use. Cindy McComas of the Minnesota Technical Assistance Program says if the chemical PERC is banned in Los Angeles, it could set a precedent for other parts of the country to follow. Many cleaners are already using alternatives that she says clean just as well.
It's already started. The alternatives exist. This regulation probably will serve to push it a little bit more.
But the proposal faces opponents who worry about the increased cost of new equipment.
The question is sometimes do they get a little far ahead of themselves when it comes to regulating this overall expense of this $30,000 to $50,000 cost is going to be something that's going to definitely affect their bottom line and their ability to stay in business.
Cindy McComas agrees some of the equipment is more expensive, but she says it probably won't stay that way.
But our guess is that as it develops further, it will come down just like many new technologies do.
The way it is now, many states charge dry cleaners an environmental fee to use PERC. They're trying to discourage its use, and many are changing. But it may be years before your local dry cleaner is forced to make the switch. Mike Johnson, All News Channel.
Now, if you want to find a dry cleaner in your area who uses one of the cleaner alternative methods, just contact your state pollution agency. The White House describes it as frightening. It's a report on Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction, and it was made public Tuesday by Britain's Prime Minister Tony Blair.
It concludes that Iraq has chemical and biological weapons, that Saddam has continued to produce them, that he has existing and active military plans for the use of chemical and biological weapons.
Blair says the report details Hussein's weapons program over the past 4 years. President Bush praised the report as he met with his cabinet. Mr. Bush still wants a tough UN resolution authorizing the use of force against Saddam. Iraq denied all accusations in the intelligence report, calling Blair's speech, quote, a campaign of lies. 200 U.S. Special Forces troops are being deployed to West Africa. They will assist in the possible rescue of Americans who are trapped at a religious school. They are in the Ivory Coast, where civil unrest followed a failed coup by rebels in the north of the country. The school is in the city of Bouaka. The State Department says no Americans have been hurt. French troops are already in the country trying to stabilize the situation. The Ivory Coast was a French colony until it won its independence in 1960. A possible new link between suspected would-be hijacker Zacarias Moussaoui and those involved in the 9/11 attacks. Prosecutors say Moussaoui called a telephone number on the back of a business card that was found at the crash site in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The government hopes that will persuade a judge to play the cockpit voice recordings from that flight, that was United 93, during Moussaoui's upcoming trial. Moussaoui faces the death penalty if convicted. In the meantime, more warning signs before the terrorist attacks. A Minneapolis FBI supervisor told a congressional committee on Tuesday that he wanted to further investigate Moussaoui and a possible plot to fly planes into the World Trade Towers. He says the Minneapolis office tried several times to convince headquarters that Moussaoui was a terrorist and to get permission to search his computer. The nation's major airlines hit some turbulence on Capitol Hill Wednesday. Congress listened to the carriers' troubles but offered little help to fix them. On Tuesday, several lawmakers told airline CEOs that the government will not assist with pre-9/11 financial problems.
Unless I see some tremendous change in the business models and some optimistic positioning for the future, I can't use American taxpayer dollars to fix things that shouldn't be fixed.
Now, the airlines are pressing for lower fees and taxes as a way to lower prices and thus bring back the customers. If you are a working mother, do you know which company offers the best benefits? Well, we'll tell you the nation's top 10.
I'm Mike Johnson. Up next, flying standby is about to change, but the outlook isn't as bleak as it sounds. Plus, drive the open road in your custom-built bike. Find out how. Your Consumer News is next.
If you enjoy playing outdoors as much as I do, then you know there's usually more gear than you've got space for. When you're hiking, camping and fishing, or boating and RVing, you'd spend more time doing the things you love if packing wasn't such a hassle. Well, if you can't make your space bigger, make your stuff smaller with the all-new Space Savers from Coleman and Space Bag. Here's how they work. Simply pack your items into the Coleman Space Saver, seal the patented airtight zipper, and squeeze out the air through the patented one-way valve. It's that easy. And just look how this sleeping bag stays compressed and protected. Coleman Space Savers are airtight and watertight. Everything comes right back to life. And Space Savers are reusable. Roll them, fold them, or pack them flat and carry up to twice as much in your backpack, in your car, in your boat or RV. Coleman Space Savers will help you save space and organize your gear for almost any sport. Our large size easily holds most sleeping bags or 12 sweaters. Our medium size will hold this parka plus this fleece jacket. And our small size is great for protecting valuables, maps, and documents. If you call now, you'll get 2 small, 1 medium, and 1 large size for only $19.95. Plus, we'll send you free this Jumbo Coleman VacuSeal Storage Pack by Space Bag. You've seen our original Jumbo Space Bags on TV for comforters and other large items. Just vacuum out the air to triple your storage space. But wait, there's more. We'll also send you this Space Bag Excursion Pack. It's perfect for hiking, biking, jogging, or anytime you need extra space. Altogether, a $40 value. You pay only $19.95, but you must call now. Here's how to order.
Call now to order the amazing Coleman Space Saver bags and get 2 small, 1 medium, and 1 large bag for only $19.95. As a special TV offer, we'll include a jumbo bag and excursion pack while supplies last. Call 1-800-306-1991. Call now.
The stock market's slumping, job growth is stagnant, but Federal Reserve policymakers met today and decided to leave interest rates right where they are. Analysts say the Fed believes it's doing enough to encourage an economic recovery by leaving interest rates at their current 40-year lows. But that's not the view of many investors who believe the central bank needs to make additional cuts to bolster consumer and business confidence. The Fed's decision to leave interest rates alone and growing concerns over a possible war with Iraq took a toll on Wall Street today, a big one. The Dow closed at its lowest point of the year, dropping 188 points to close at 76.83. The Nasdaq also fell to a new low, dropping about 2.5 points, closing at 11.82. New government figures show more Americans are living in poverty. The U.S. Census Bureau says nearly 33 million Americans are living below the poverty line. That's the first rise in 8 years. That compares to 31.6 million living in poverty in the year 2000. Median household incomes also dropped to $42,228. That's the second drop in as many years. The figures are from a survey of 50,000 households taken last spring. The rules for flying standby are about to change, and make sure you read the fine print. Here's Mike Johnson with a breakdown.
If you miss a flight, you'll soon have to pay $100 to rebook as airlines institute new standby rules. But not every airline is the same, and there are some loopholes. American, United, Delta, and Continental will give passengers until midnight on the day of the flight to rebook without the extra charge. Northwest and U.S. Airways require passengers to rebook by departure time, and most airlines say they'll allow standby passengers to fly for free if they show up at the gate within 2 hours of a missed flight. One smart product for those at risk for a heart attack. Here's Rob Zerweck with more.
Medtronic has come out with a product aimed at those who are at risk of a heart attack.
Call for help now.
The portable Life Pack is an external heart defibrillator that could mean the difference between life and death to a cardiac arrest victim. When a heart attack occurs, an automated voice walks the rescuer through the process of placing paddle-like electrodes on the person's chest. The device does the rest. It assesses the patient's condition and delivers the appropriate amount of shock through the chest and heart. Medtronic says it's crucial that a heart attack victim gets this treatment within the 6 to 12 minutes it often takes for the paramedics to arrive. Community centers and organizations will likely have to pool their resources to purchase a Life Pack. It costs about $2,700. Check out aedhelp.com. Victory Motorcycles says it's making an offer no biker can refuse, a custom order program. It lets buyers select from over 500 custom combinations to create a truly one-of-a-kind machine. Body color, engine and frame color, wheels and tires, and chrome packages are just a few of the options offered at Victory's custom order program. The company says it could potentially cost a customer $3,000 to make the same changes his or herself. The company is only taking orders through September 27th. Check out victory-usa.com to place an order. Looking for a little light action? The Light Orb is a fun plug-in that creates an array of colors and effects in a darkened room. It uses a built-in microprocessor that mixes red, green, and blue light-emitting diodes to produce the effects. The effects are controlled with the twist of a dial. It costs about $20, and you can get it at Toys R Us. I'm Rob Zerweck, All News Channel.
And that's your consumer news. I'm Mike Johnson.
Thank you, Mike. This year's most mom-friendly companies get a gold star for weathering a rocky economy without cutting benefits. Working Mother magazine has completed its list of the top 100 companies that treat working mothers the best, and here are the top 10 employers as cited by that magazine. Abbott Laboratories, American Express, Bank of America, Booz Allen Hamilton, and Bristol Myers. And number 6 is Colgate-Palmolive. Then come Computer Associates, Fannie Mae, General Mills, and rounding out the top 10, IBM. Aside from maintaining their benefit plans, the survey focused on companies that allow fathers to use family leave and are flexible with their work schedules. Well, it's time to get that annual flu shot, and doctors say there's a dosage waiting for the smallest member of your family. Plus, detecting hearing loss in kids. It usually comes after the damage has been done, but a new test gives notice before an infant heads home.
Across across America in 30 minutes. You're watching All News Channel.